Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have some breaking news pouring on in, and I am quite a sad boy. Xander Bogaerts is going to the San Diego Padres, everyone. How you doing? Hello, hello, hello. My goodness, I was tucking myself into bed. I was feeling comfy. I was about to close my eyes, and all of a sudden, ding, 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 here comes the news. The worst news. The most horrible news that you could have as a Red Sox fan. And honestly, I'm pretty shocked. I mean, holy cow, this deal for Bogaerts from the San Diego Padres. Whoa. What a deal this is. Oh my, we're going to break this down. We got 350 people in the chat. Wow. I mean, if you have been following me on this channel, I've been saying for so long now, I thought Bogaerts was gone. I've been saying it. I've seen this before. I've seen it with John Lester. I've seen it with other Red Sox free agents. It has just happened before, and I'm just used to it at this point. And honestly, when I saw that the Padres were offering $342 million to Trey Turner, I'm thinking, I actually tweeted it out this morning. Here was the tweet that I had this morning. Here we're going to put the music on here. Here was the tweet from this morning. So Mark Feinsand, he said, and also that they had come in with a significant offer to Aaron Judge. They made a big late play for him. Obviously, it did not help them. But I tweeted out this morning at 9:01 a.m., Padres are going to land someone this offseason. They're just sitting there with $300+ million waiting to give it to someone. Little did I know that that person was going to be Xander Bogaerts. Of course. That is what ended up happening. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. I I was literally foreshadowing Xander Bogaerts to the Padres this morning. Unbelievable. But here is the deal. Xander Bogaerts and the Padres are in agreement on an 11-year, $280 million contract. A monster contract, and the Padres, after missing Trey Turner and Aaron Judge, get the longtime Red Sox shortstop. That is absolutely insane. 11 years for Xander Bogaerts. Have they updated this on Fangraphs yet? They're pretty quick about this stuff. Nope. They have not updated this yet. So Xander Bogaerts will be going right in to shortstop. My guess is Ha-Seong Kim is going to move to second. They're going to put Jake Cronenworth at first. And then eventually Fernando Tatis Jr., when he comes back from his suspension, will be in left field. Wow, that is a stunner. A stone cold stunner. My goodness, I was just watching some Stone Cold Steve Austin clips earlier, and I feel like I just got stunned from Stone Cold himself. Unbelievable. 11 years. So Fangraphs, they were projecting. I mean, I was sitting here and saying, dude, like probably 6 or 7. Man, they gave him 11. That is nuts. I mean, listen, I'm going to be honest. I don't want Xander Bogaerts for 11 years, man. I love Zandy. I love Bogey. But I'm not doing an 11-year contract. I mean, my goodness. We just had a super chat come in. Albert, how you doing, my friend? What does this mean for Tatis? Throw him in the outfield? Or Heim, go get him. Trade simulator time. Albert, hey. I've always said on the channel, if you drop a super chat and you mention baseball trade values, I'm going to honor it. I mean, well, I did just say it. Fernando Tatis Jr. will be the left fielder now. Unless you put Soto in left and you put Tatis Jr. out and right, but Tatis Jr. is going to the outfield. I don't know. I had heard like some rumblings on, I don't know if it was Twitter or if someone was just joking around, but that maybe the Padres could look into trading him. I don't see why. I don't think they would do that. What is even his trade value right now? I mean, he has still really good value. 112 point. I mean, the Red Sox, they don't have the pieces to get it done. I mean, could you imagine though? I would lose my mind. I don't think this is going to happen at all. I would say there's a 0.001% chance of this happening. But could you imagine? Oh, I would lose it. Could you imagine, man? I mean, you would have to give up Marcelo Meyer in this. You'd probably have to give up Brian Bayo. I mean, probably Kadeni Rafaela, Miguel Bleis. I mean, if the Red Sox really wanted to do this, and if the Padres really wanted to get rid of Tatis Jr., you could do it, I guess. I don't think this happens, though. Just honoring the super chat there. I'm not actually thinking this is going to happen, but I don't know. We just saw an 11-year deal for Xander Bogaerts. I mean, anything can happen at this point. My goodness. Yeah, he does have a full no trade clause, I believe. So that's a good point, Semtex. So, but yeah, I don't think Tatis Jr. is getting traded. Pretty fun to speculate, though. Pretty fun. Now, for the Padres, I mean, this is, wow. What a deal. What a deal. What a lineup. My goodness. I mean, wow. You basically, Josh Bell went to the Guardians, so you're basically taking out Josh Bell in this lineup, and you're putting in Xander Bogaerts. Listen, with Xander Bogaerts, man, yeah, some of the advanced numbers did go down last year. I'm not really seeing that to be much of a problem at all. Sure, the power went down slightly. I see a super chat coming in. I'll talk about that in just 1 second. The power, yeah, sure, it went down just a little bit, but Bogaerts is still one of the best hitting shortstops in the game. You have two of the best shortstops on your team. That is crazy, man. That's nuts. But Bogaerts last year hit 307, 377 on base, 456 slugging, a 134 WRC plus. The defense, actually, it was one of his best defensive seasons. It was his best defensive season since 2015 since 2015. A good season for Bogaerts last year. Very good season. The power just went down a smidge. Can he tap back into that in San Diego? But either way, this is still a great hitter that you're acquiring. Xander Bogaerts, man, this guy just goes out every day. He's a pro's pro. There's really not much else to say. This is a guy you would love to have on your team, right? He's a leader. He just goes out there. He leads by example. He's been here since 2013. He was insane in that postseason, in that World Series. He was going off against the Tigers. He was going off, hitting lasers off of Max Scherzer in the ALCS in 2013 in his rookie season. I mean, this guy's been doing it all since that year. Insane. But Bogaerts, again, what else is there to say? The Padres are looking rather good right now. When you look at the Dodgers lineup that does not have Trey Turner anymore, I think you can argue this Padres lineup, even though the Dodgers have some bats like Betts and Freeman, you got Muncy in there. Had kind of a down year last year, but all of a sudden, the Padres lineup, I think you could easily argue, is the best lineup in the entire division. I mean, I think that's I think a lot of people would agree. I mean, my goodness, it's insane. This line. I mean, I really wish Fangraphs would update this right now because I just want to see Xander. There it is. There it is. Wow. I mean, just looking at this lineup on paper, and it doesn't even have Fernando Tatis Jr. in it. Soto, Machado, Bogaerts, right there in the middle. You're going to get Fernando Tatis Jr., and I think him going out into left field, splitting time between left and DH. I think that's going to be good on his body. The dude has just been a house of glass. He just breaks all the time. I think moving off of shortstop is going to be the best thing for him. This lineup is going to be nuts. I mean, Mike, you got bats all over the place. Pitching staff still looks great. Could you add another guy? Maybe. Sure. We got a couple of super chats here. Let me honor those super chats. Cronenworth, how you doing, my friend? How you doing? As a Padres fan, I'm so pumped for this signing, but I'm a little nervous about giving 11 years. I'm going to be honest, man. That, as a Red Sox fan, yeah, I'm okay not giving him 11 years. That's going to put him to his age 40 season. This is the difference where the Padres are so motivated right now, and they have this luxury to do something like this. The Red Sox aren't really in that position to be able to I wouldn't say this is really an overpay, because when you look, what I was saying for a while, I saw Bogaerts anywhere from like 26 to 28 million, and that's right on par. That was the AAV that he ended up getting, but the Padres gave him 11. That's crazy. That's nuts. And they got to give up the Red Sox are going to get draft pick compensation back for him. So they're giving up a lot here. Man, oh man. That is something here. Cronenworth, thank you. Hashtag bring Marcelo Meyer home. My goodness, I'm looking forward to Marcelo Meyer now. Devin G, how you doing, my friend? The Dodgers losing in the playoffs in embarrassing fashion, and they make it up to their fans by trying to stay under the tax threshold, even with needs. I know the Dodgers have been quiet. I can't believe that. They haven't been doing anything. I'm sure they'll do something soon. Dolphin MJF, how you doing? How do you think the Padres will utilize Tatis when he comes back? And do you think the Padres can re-sign Soto now? So you got two good questions here. So I did just say Tatis, you're probably just going to put him in the outfield, I would think. Left field, have him DH here and there. I think that's going to be the best thing for him long term. It takes the wear and tear off him. Now, for Soto, now that's interesting. I mean, so you got Machado. I mean, honestly, you can do it. You got Musgrove locked up. You got Darvish coming off the books eventually. I mean, Snell's going to be coming off the books. Pomeranz is coming off. So I still think they have a very good chance at signing Soto. You're going to have one guy. You still only have, as of right now, one guy over $30 million per year. So the Padres, give them respect for that, I guess. They've kept the AAV down. So, I give them credit for that. But Soto, yeah. They're going to have... I still think they can get this guy locked up. And, yeah, man. I mean, Fernando Tatis Jr., well, okay, granted, he has been hurt, and he's been quite the ding-dong out there off the field. But, man, honestly, if he comes back next year and he performs really well, that's a bargain. 2024, he's only making $11.7 million. 2025, he's only making $20 million. Same thing in 2026. So, Fernando Tatis Jr. is really cheap for the next 4 years. So, Bogaerts, that's just crazy. That's crazy, man. Man, oh, man. What else we got here? Cough drop, $10. This sucks, but kudos to him. Yeah, as a Red Sox fan, I think most Red Sox fans are going to be okay with this. I would imagine. As a Red Sox fan myself, I would love Bogaerts, man, but I'm not giving him 11 years. When you got guys who could come up, I don't ever want to put so much weight on prospects, but I mean, I don't know. If you gave Bogaerts like a 6-year deal, 7-year deal tops, you could still find and if Marcelo Meyer blossoms into the player that a lot of people think he will be, you could find a way to make that work. But 11 years, I don't know. I don't want a contract like that on the books for 11 years. I think most Red Sox fans, will be reasonable about that. So, cough drop. Bogey wants years versus money. It worked out. So, yeah, but he got he got mostly the years. But in the end, he's getting his payday. Hey, congrats to him, man. I'm glad Bogaerts got the big contract he wanted. That's what Bogaerts, excuse me. My goodness, I cannot breathe right now. But Bogaerts, it really just showed what he wanted was long-term stability. That was what he was going for here, I think. The Red Sox, they were probably coming at him with like a 6-7 year deal. I would think, tops. And they were probably offering him more AAV, I would imagine. Cronenworth, I actually played against Marcelo Meyer in high school, and he hit a moonshot against my team. Bro, we sucked. Oh, so you got a good little glimpse of Marcelo Meyer yourself, my friend. That's pretty awesome. That's a cool little story. Albert, how you doing, my friend? We shouldn't be happy, though, because we should have locked him up. Yeah. But then again, maybe he wanted a longer deal at that point. Who knows? I'm sure details are going to come out. If he did want the long deal from the beginning, from the get-go, then I can understand maybe why the Red Sox were so hesitant. Because the Red Sox, they don't ever really give out these huge long-term deals, man. They just don't do it. So I'm not really I'm down in the dumps that Bogaerts is gone. It's sad because he's been with us for 9 years. He was so fun to watch when he first came up, and he's been so good. He's been so consistent. He's been so steady. He's just been great. He's improved on his defense. Offense has been great. Just a solid player. An absolute pleasure to watch Xander Bogaerts for the last 9 years. Absolutely. So I'll always remember Xander. I'll be honest, though. My favorite memories of Xander Bogaerts, it's probably 2013. When he came up, he was just a rocket. Man, when he came up, he completely helped out that Red Sox team in so many ways. He was just so mature. It was like he had been there for years. And he's hitting bombs in the World Series. It's like, what the heck is going on? This rookie. Man, it was awesome to watch. It was awesome. Nicholas, how you doing, my friend? So do you think Cronenworth goes to first? Yeah, I think that is the move they will make. Cronenworth will go to first, and I think Ha-Seong Kim will go to second. That is the best move to make, I think. So, health experts all saying 40 is the new 30. Hey, I've heard 30 is the new 20. So, Padres got a deal. What's a player getting per in 2032? I mean, you're right about that, man. You're right about that. You're not wrong. What are these guys going to be making, in 2028? This can end up being a bargain. So, Sean, $5 super chat. Being a D-backs fan is the worst. Finally get your hopes up to get the worst news. Yeah, I wondered if the Diamondbacks could have gone in and on it. But at the end of the day, really what it was the years. That's what he wanted. It wasn't really about the money, But hopefully the Diamondbacks, hopefully they can make some kind of moves, man. Hopefully they can make some kind of moves. We got almost 900 people in this chat. Before I do move on, and I'm going to talk about the Red Sox here, if anyone is new, think about subscribing down below. And if you can, hit that like button for me. That's going to help us get out there into the algorithm. We just broke 900 people, so thank you for joining in. Hit the bell notification. That way I go live every single time. And every single time I upload a video, you will get a notification. And share the stream if you can. Don't forget, we are partners here with SeatGeek. Use my code HYDE. You get $20 off. We're partners with Prize Picks. Use my code GINGER. and you get a 100% deposit match if you're into the sports betting game. And we are trying to land a full-time sponsorship with Manscaped. We've got the holidays coming up, so definitely go check out what they have. Use my code HYDE. You get 20% off. Now, let's talk about the Red Sox, okay? So the Padres, obviously, you're getting a great bat, you're getting a great player, leader in the clubhouse, a lead by example kind of a guy. Now, where do the Red Sox go from here? Where do the Red Sox go? Well, as I've always known with the Red Sox, they will just turn in a different direction, right? They will turn the steering wheel just slightly. That is what they've always done. If they miss out on a guy, they pivot and they figure something out. They've won 4 World Series since 2004. This has happened plenty of times. They have gotten it done. Sure, they've had to overpay for some guys along the way, losing out on John Lester, signing David Price. They've had to, make up for some mistakes. But in the end, that's what's happened. They had a good day today. Getting Yoshida. You brought in Kenley Jansen. That was a much-needed reliever. Absolutely. But as for shortstop, it's going to be Trevor Story. When they signed Trevor Story last year, it kind of just felt like writing on the wall a little bit. That's what I said last year when they signed him. If you sign Story, right? And then if you end up working it out with Bogaerts, then great. If not, well, you got Story. So where do they go from here? Well, you added Yoshida. Again, is a question mark. You don't know what you're going to get from him. But from what I've seen and what I've read about him, amazing bat-to-ball skills, gets on base, hits for a little power. I think he can be a productive player in Boston. Now, here is an interesting question. We talked about this. We were live earlier. We were talking about all the news today. We talked about Aaron Judge. We were talking about the Red Sox moves. We were talking about, a couple of moves from last night, the Bogaerts rumors. And one interesting rumor that we did see was the Red Sox showing interest in Dansby Swanson. Very interesting. And this was coming from, where is it? It was coming from Mark Bowman. So where is the tweet? I don't know where the tweet is. All right, whatever. But there is a report out there that the Red Sox have made some phone calls on Dansby Swanson. Now, here it is. Mark Bowman. The Cubs, Cardinals, Twins, and Red Sox. Okay, I'm laughing because they made a comment in the last stream because I thought, never mind. You know what? Just forget it. I'm not even doing it. The Cubs, Cardinals, Twins, and the Red Sox are among the teams that have thus far shown the most interest in Swanson. I mean, honestly, I could see the Red Sox, if he wants to do a short-term deal, that's what I think the Red Sox are thinking, hey, maybe some teams are they still see Swanson as a bit of a question mark. They think Swanson's a good player, but is he someone you want to give a long-term deal to? Because he's only had one really good season, right? Correa last year ended up having to settle for a 3-year deal, right? And he had the 3-year deal with the opt-out, okay? I wonder if that's what's going on here with Swanson, okay? So it'll be interesting. The Cubs, they've been connected with Swanson a lot. I've seen the Cardinals here and there. I have seen the Twins as well. I think the Twins are more locked on Correa right now, so I would say they're maybe, I don't know, could be a non-factor right now. The only 2 teams I've seen really connected with Correa are the Orioles and the Giants. That was a report from yesterday. But the Twins are there too. They really want him. So I wonder how big they are on Swanson at the moment. I would think they're only going to go for Swanson if they know they're out on Correa. So Cubs, Cardinals. I mean, the Cubs, they're looking to make moves. They just brought in Jameson Taillon. They've been making a couple moves. So the Cubs, absolutely. Cardinals, I mean, I don't know. I think they like Tommy Edman. I mean, sure, adding Swanson would be great. I think the Red Sox could be a realistic chance. Could he end up doing like a 6-year deal? Sure, maybe 5-year deal, something like that, or maybe like I was just mentioning, the Carlos Correa type deal, 3 years with an opt-out, maybe, and then he can go back out into the market next offseason. I don't know if the Red Sox, if that's what maybe they're thinking, but I could see Heimblum maybe wanting to do a short-term deal. That's what I think they were doing with Bogaerts. I think they were offering Bogaerts. They were trying to probably sway him to do a shorter deal, but they were offering more money per year. That's what I think they were doing. And I think they would like to do that with Swanson because it still gives them that flexibility, right? Kind of like the Mets did with Verlander and Scherzer. They are older, so that's a different example. But, so I think the Red Sox, they like the idea of the flexibility. Or they could be just okay with having Story at short, And then right now, at second base, you got Christian Arroyo. I like Arroyo, but he's been a bit of a health concern. I kind of like him as a utility player. So the Red Sox, they will do something here. They will do something. All right, let me get back to some Super Chats here. We got 800 people in the chat. How's everyone doing? Where was the last Super Chat here? Kevin Dodgers Guerra. My Dodgers rebuilding? Nah, I think the Dodgers, honestly, I think they're just trying to not just spend so much money. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from them. They've just been spending so much money, and now their payroll doesn't look so thick, You got Betts and Freeman there at the top. You got Kershaw for another year. You got some club options coming up. I think they're just trying to clear out some payroll a little bit. Try and set themselves up, for the future instead of just trying to just add contracts left and right. They could still add someone. So, I mean, they got room. Right now, they're at 188 in the luxury tax. They got plenty of room. So they could add a player. Look out for them. So, no, but they're not rebuilding. They're just retooling. Hitman, 199. How you doing, my friend? Do you think my Braves signed Swanson? That was my pick. For my predictions, I thought the Braves... He would go back to the Braves. So, and Sonia Muse with a $1 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Eminem, how you doing, my friend? $5 super chat. Should the Phillies have signed Carlos Rodon instead of Walker? I'm not a fan of Taijuan Walker. I'm just not. I don't know. I think he's fine. That was I don't know. I didn't like that Dombrowski move, man. Dombrowski isn't so big on the analytics. He can be, but he's also just, he looks at the intangibles of a guy. So there was something about Taijuan Walker that he just liked. So, and he's got the stats. He just wasn't very good in the second half last year. So, I don't know. But yeah, I think Rodon would have been better. Honestly. I mean, you would have had to pay probably double for Rodon, or maybe not quite double, but almost there. I would have liked Rodon. Can the Red Sox get Rodon? Maybe. Frodo C. Frick. Arson Judge. Go Giants. Arson Judge is still on the market, everyone. Daniel Vega, $1.99. Thoughts on Liam Hendriks trade based off reports? I'm not surprised about it. Because the White Sox don't have a lot of value. They don't have a lot of surplus to deal from. So Liam Hendriks, he has some value that could end up bringing in maybe a piece to help other parts of their team. So I'm not surprised about that, really, because teams would always love to have a closer, So not surprised to see Liam Hendriks have his name come up. Because the White Sox don't really have all that much to trade. And they could go with other guys, as a closer as well. So, but man, oh man, what a night. Wow. I can't believe it. Hey, as a Red Sox fan, I'm not mad at it. If they signed him to like a 6 or 7 year deal, yeah, I would have been a little annoyed about it. Would have been pretty annoyed about it. But an 11-year deal, nah. I don't want that for 11 years. No, that sounds horrible saying that, like saying it like that. But I don't know, man. I don't want a player. I don't want to be paying them until they're 40, man. Now, for the Padres, they're trying to win, so it makes a lot of sense. The Padres' competitive window is right now. So the Red Sox, on the other hand, not really. They could maybe make the playoffs, but the Padres, they're in position to win a World Series. So I can understand them going that extra mile. Hitman 499, what do you think my Braves do the rest of the offseason? Do you think we could get Brian Reynolds? Love your streams and your videos. Well, Hitman, I love you, my friend. Thank you for stopping by. But the Braves, honestly, it's funny with the Braves. They don't really need to do a whole lot, I think. They got to do something about shortstop. I think they should bring back Swanson. They should. Well, now we just saw Bogaerts go. So now I'm not going to be surprised at all if Swanson ends up going elsewhere. Here's the thing. They won't do it. But Rodon would be awesome for the Braves. But they won't do it. But as for the bullpen, it's funny because they brought in Joe Jimenez earlier. They had just lost Jansen, but they pivoted really quick, and they got Joe Jimenez. So bullpen still looks pretty good. You have a Nick Anderson. Don't forget about him. So, honestly, I don't think the Braves need to do all that much. I think you got Vaughn Grissom. Is he going to be your shortstop? I don't know. The Braves really don't have to do all that much. They really don't. They got a great team. Could you maybe improve at catcher? You got Travis d'Arnaud. He was okay with the bat last year. But defensively, he was great. So, I don't know. Do you really need to do anything there? Probably not. But he is a free agent, I think, soon. Right? He has a club option for next year. So, I don't know. I think the Braves are honestly fine. Maybe just add a couple little pieces. But they got to figure out shortstop. So, but Brian Reynolds, on the other hand, I don't know. If you're looking at Brian Reynolds for the Braves, they got, I don't know. Do they want to be dealing those prospects? I don't know. They've been giving up some prospects lately. But, now, could they somehow get rid of Marcell Ozuna? You'd have to get rid of Ozuna, I think. Now, Brian Reynolds would be pretty cool. But Ozuna, you're going to have to find a way to part with. Thank you for the super chat. Gates of Above, how you doing, my friend? As a Mets fan, it's like DeGrom going to the Rangers for 5 years. 5 years is too much. Yeah, I agree with you. It's similar. It's funny. That was like the shorter version of what's going on here. Like when people saw 5 years for DeGrom, you're thinking, whoa, 5 years. It's kind of like Bogaerts, like, whoa, 11 years. Like, come on now. 11? I don't know. Miles England, how you doing, my friend? $10 super chat. Why is everyone worried about the Dodgers? Even with the lineup they have now, they will make the playoffs. And haven't we seen that's all you need? 2022 Phillies come to mind. You are right, Miles. All you got to do is just make the playoffs, right? Now, the Dodgers, they have made it an art of making the playoffs first round, and then they just find a way to just screw the pooch, and they just find a way to just lose embarrassingly. So, man, oh man. But you are right, my friend. You just got to get in. The Dodgers are still great, but I think they end up making some moves. They'll end up doing something here. But what else we got here? Christian Hernandez, you are welcome, my friend. He says, thanks for Xander. Yeah, I just saw that report too. $875 million spent during the final day of the winter meetings. Judge with 360, Bogaerts with 280, Yoshida with 90, Contreras with 87.5, Jansen with 32, Quintana with 26. What a day, man. What a day. It is 1 a.m. I have to work in 7 hours. My goodness. I got to teach children in the morning. Ugh. Man, oh man. What can you do? And Xander Bogaerts, in the end, I'll always love what he did for Boston. I'll always love it. But in the end, I don't want to give 11 years. I was okay with like 6, 7 max. I wasn't doing 11. So I'm okay with that. It's going to be interesting to see which way the Red Sox end up going. I'm excited for it. As a Red Sox fan, hey, well, we've had to regroup many times over the years. We've won World Series. We've had good teams. We've been down before. We've lost many good players over the years. But then we end up finding a way to bounce right back. And, hey, we'll probably win a World Series in the next couple of years. So I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be okay. Xander, yeah, it's you're not going to be able to replace him with just one player. Obviously, he brings so much in just terms of stats, but he also brings just the intangibles to the field. He was the face of the Red Sox. He was like the heart and soul of the Red Sox. But in the end, hey, it's time to go in a different direction. And we're starting to see these players from the Red Sox over the years, they're just slowly going, and we're transitioning into a new era of Red Sox baseball. What does this mean for Rafael Devers? Now, in the end, I don't think the Bogaerts signing is going to be that big of a deal for what he ends up wanting to do. I think you have to get this guy locked up. You have to. You got to find a way to keep him in Boston. Now, the only reason I could see the Red Sox not wanting to hang on to him is because they're probably worried about him defensively down the road, and they just don't see him as a third baseman. And I don't think they want to pay him like a third baseman. But that bat is just too good. You gotta figure out how to get this guy locked up. You gotta figure it out, man. Devers has to stay. You can't lose Bogaerts and Devers. Devers, I absolutely want to keep Devers. He's 26 years old. You got to figure out how to keep this guy around until he's like 32. Hopefully they can get something worked out there. I don't know. But I do love Devers. I've never been a big fan of the defense, but the bat is just so good. Devers has been fine defensively for the last couple of years, so I'm not like too worried about it. He's not going to be Nolan Arenado out there, but he'll get the job done for the most part. But the bat, you got to keep that bat. If you take his bat out of the lineup right now, this lineup is weak. This lineup right now needs power. I don't know where they get that power from. Do you go get Swanson? Swanson had 28 home runs last year, so that would be a nice addition. They went for Haniger. That was some high upside potential right there. They didn't get Haniger. All I wanted was Mitch Haniger under my Christmas tree. And Heim Bloom, you couldn't do it for me, my friend. But you did bring me Kenley Jansen. I was okay with that. You did bring me Yoshida. I was okay with that too. But what are you going to do about catcher? Now, I do think one move that could really lift the spirits of Red Sox fans would be bringing back Christian Vasquez. I would love that. That would be great. Absolutely. Christian Vasquez, try and get this guy back. He might end up wanting... I could see the Red Sox maybe offering him like 2 years. So I think it's very possible that he could end up taking like a 3 or 4 year deal somewhere else. I would bet that he ends up not coming back. But I would love it if he did. The Red Sox, they need to add power to this lineup. They're really lacking. This is not a great team right now. It's an okay team. You have a good bullpen. The starting rotation has potential, but I don't feel great about it. I would like it if there was someone here that you knew could pitch every fifth day and you're expecting an ERA from around 3. You know, like Pavetta was very up and down last year, so the rotation is kind of a question mark as a whole. But wow, this lineup lacks a lot of extension. You need something. Yeah. This could end up being a tough year, man. If you don't add another power bat, this can end up being a tough year. But in the end, it is what it is. We got a couple super chats. The Savage Cardinal, number 4. Who you think Cards will sign in pitching and shortstop? I don't think they sign a shortstop. I could see them maybe adding a pitcher. Maybe. I keep saying Rodon, but Rodon would be very nice for the Cardinals. What do we got here? The dude who likes dudes. Hi, Rob. You're cute. Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Sorry about X. Thoughts on Brewers offseason? Yeah, the Brewers, well, they're just going to brewer, man. You know, they're just doing brewer things. You know, they get rid of these guys that are close to arbitration. They make some creative little deals. I don't mind this rotation or this lineup right now. I don't mind it at all. If Winker can bounce back, it could end up being a really nice lineup. So I'm excited to see what Bryce Terang can do. Garrett Mitchell, a full season. That could be pretty fun. I like it. You still got Burns and Woodruff up there. Got Devin Williams. I think it's still a good team. It's a good team. They're going to be competitive. Could they add another piece somewhere? Sure. Yeah, you know the Brewers. They're just going to make little moves. They're going to make out-of-the-box kind of moves, creative moves. So, but everyone, I think I'm going to get out of here. I got to work soon. I got to work in 7 hours. Less than 7 hours. 6 hours and 52 minutes. But I want to thank you all for the Super Chats. You guys dropped a ton of Super Chats tonight. I said this in the last stream. You know, I would love for this channel to be a full-time thing one day. And every Super Chat that is sent to me, it's going right to my savings. You know, just letting you all know that. They are greatly appreciated. I'm not going out here and, you know, buying McDonald's with your Super Chats. They're going to a long-term possibility of, you know, maybe doing this full-time. So, but in the meantime, I got to stick with my day job. I am a teacher, so I'm a 4th grade teacher. We're almost at Christmas break. I thought I had Christmas break starting next week. Or, next week. But no, I have one more week next week, and then I have Christmas break. So I'm not in the clear yet. But in the meantime, I got to go to bed, everyone. I got to go to bed. I am very tired. Very tired. But I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. What a deal. What a deal. Xander Bogaerts going to the Padres. 11 years. $280 million. The Padres look rather good right now. Everyone, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Go get yourself some sleep. If you're on the West Coast, it's what, 10 o'clock right now? Hey, try and get yourself some sleep soon. Get some rest. And as always, I'll talk to you next time.